Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, do me a favor, you guys. Wipe them feet. That means hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet. I see Green Dot Gang is heavy in the building. If you guys want to become Green Dot, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here, especially in the off season when it gets a little slow after the draft. So appreciate all the members, all the non-members. How we feeling, man? Today is the day. Rookie Minicamp has just went underway out there in Henderson, Nevada. I'm excited. I'm pumped. We're going to talk about all the latest signings, you guys. For those who have no clue, we just started to sign our rookies last night. There's a few that are left unsigned right now. No worries. They'll get done today. Also, we're going to talk about the UDFAs. We signed a ton of them. And we're also going to talk about 5 specific players that I'm excited about entering rookie minicamp today. So stay tuned. And as always, I want you guys in the chat to be as heavily involved in the show like you always are. When I give you my 5, I would love for you guys to shoot me your 5 as well. And let's talk about it. Salute to my dog, Hug Dizzle. The pinstripes is pimp as F, bruh. Salute to my guy, Hug. Always good to see Skinny Hug in the building. For those who you know what's funny, man? Hug is in that phase right now of his workout journey where he's going to throw it in your face as much as you can. He's going to remind you over and over and over again. For him to change his default picture, it reminds me that he's very, very happy with the progress that he's getting. I remember those days. I remember my first beer, Hug. I remember my first beer. Salute to my brother, Hug, man. Proud of you, bro. Keep the grind going, man. Salute to my guy. As always, Eddie, man. Salute to my dog. I'm watching from the side chick's house with my girlfriend waiting on my wife. Talk that shit, Eddie. Salute to Loso. Man, we finally get to see the boogeyman, a.k.a. Ashton Genty in the backfield. For those who are unaware, we officially signed Ashton Genty last night. He is officially a Las Vegas Raider. The Raiders and their PR social media account dropped the news yesterday. Ashton Genty is officially signed. I believe there's maybe 3-4 players left unsigned right now. I know I have not seen Darian Porter be signed yet. I have not seen Jack Besh be signed yet. There's a few other names. Let me go over to my Twitter. Let me see exactly what they dropped yesterday. Salute to the PR. Once again, we officially signed our 6th round pick, 213th overall, Tommy Millett. Touchdown Tommy. We officially signed our 3rd round pick, 99th overall tackle, Charles Grant. We've officially signed our 4th round draft pick, 135th overall defensive tackle, Tonka Hemingway. We also just talked about it, have signed officially our 1st round pick, 6th overall running back, Ashton Genty out of Boise State. We also signed 3rd round draft pick, 98th overall guard, Caleb Rogers. And also we have officially signed our 7th round pick, 222nd overall linebacker, Cody Lindenberg. And then also JJ, we signed our 6th round pick, 180th overall out of Ole Miss. I always butcher his last name. I think it's Pegues, JJ Pegues, I believe. Also, 6th round draft pick, 215th overall, quarterback Cam Miller out of North Dakota State has officially signed. So Jack Besh, Darian Porter, a few others have not been signed yet, but we're nothing to worry about. They should be done today. Also, Dante Thornton Jr. has not signed. He is in Las Vegas. I touched bases with him yesterday. He's excited to be home, as he put it, in Las Vegas. So he will be signed here very soon as well. So Jack Besh, Dante Thornton Jr., and Darian Porter, 3 pieces that are going to be very critical or very pivotal for this team moving forward. So there you have it. Also, for those who had no idea, we went out and signed all of our UDFAs this morning. It's official. We signed Tank Booker, defensive tackle out of SMU. Dominique Boyd, tackle, 6'3", 309 out of Georgia Southern. Hudson Clark, safety, 6 foot, 194 out of Arkansas. Parker Clements, tackle, Virginia Tech. Pat Conroy, tight end, 6'2", 240 out of Old Dominion. Mello Dotson, my guy, corner, 6 foot, 192 out of Kansas. Zachary Franklin, another guy that I'm really high on out of Illinois. Wide receiver, 6'1", 204. He is officially signed. Jared Hufford, center, 6'3", 322 out of Iowa State. John Humphrey, cornerback, 6'2", 193, USC product. Matt Jones, linebacker, 6'2", 236 pounds out of Baylor. Ja Joyner, another guy that the nation is getting very, very acquainted with. This is a guy that could potentially make this roster as a rotational piece, as an edge rusher. He is officially signed, 6'4", 262 out of Minnesota. Trayvon Ma'ai, I believe, I always butcher his name as well, defensive tackle, 6'3", 277 out of Baylor. Carter Runyon, tight end, 6'4", 243 out of Towson. Greedy Vance, corner, 5'9", 182, another USC product. Not shocked that, Pete Carroll was out there, seeing what they have out there, USC, his former alma mater. And then Jalen Walker, another name that I think we need to get used to hearing, linebacker, 6 foot, 219 out of Indiana. He has some fun tape to watch as well. So we have signed a ton of players. Today, minicamp is officially here, you guys. I'm excited. I am pumped. Salute to Hug. Yesterday, Good Morning Football went full ham on them a lot. Draft pick Kyle Brandt might have drooled a little. Pause. Yes, I seen the video. You love to see it. Anytime we can get any type of love from national media, it's always a good thing. They called him a winner. They talked about the Tommy touchdown moniker and so on and so forth. I'm excited to see how they utilize this kid. We're going to talk about him in a little bit as well, Hug. He definitely is on my top 5 players to watch at minicamp because of the versatility that he possesses. Salute to my guy. Salute to Junior. Can't watch or type, but I'm here. Let's go Raiders. I am always listening. Keep the good work going, Graphk. Salute to my guy. I appreciate you, brother. Real talk. As always, man, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, we're going to get to it, man. 5 players to watch as rookie minicamp goes today, as it starts today. Once again, Genty's out there. Dante Thornton is out there. Tonka Hemingway, all the rooks are in Las Vegas. A ton of them flew in yesterday. Some of them were already out there. But today, the building is officially open, you guys, for our rookies to enter Henderson headquarters and get rolling. 5 players to watch at minicamp. And I want your guys' opinion on this. Number 5, you guys know how high I am on this kid. I got a chance to cover him at the Shrine Bowl. Loved him and his former teammate at Kansas, Kobe Bryant. This is Mello Dotson. I have a feeling, you guys, that this dude can crack this lineup in year 1. He's a ball hawk. We need some corners, to help this team moving forward. We moved on from Jack Jones. Mello Dotson fits that role, that 192, 6'1", lanky Pete Carroll type guy. We need another DB to step up with Jack Jones gone. Like I said before, 6'1", 192, first team, all Big 12. Started all 12 games for the Jayhawks last season, had 7 passes, breakups, 5 picks, 2 of them 4 touchdowns. He also had 4 pick sixes in college as a whole, 12 picks total at Kansas. This dude is a ball hawk. With Stokes, Jacorian, DCam, Porter, I feel that he can crack that unit as a corner 4 or a corner 5 in year 1 as a UDFA. Once again, you look at that, 7 pass breakups, 5 picks. 2 of them went to the crib last season, 4 pick sixes in college as a whole, 12 picks total. I think that this kid can be a breath of fresh air for us in that corner room in year 1. I'm excited to see Mello Dotson. If this is a hot take, you guys, I have him making this roster as a UDFA in year 1. I have no idea how he failed to be a UDFA, including Kobe Bryant, who went out to the Atlanta Falcons as a UDFA, but it's kind of like somebody needs to go to jail for that shit. I don't know how they allowed these kids to fall completely out of the draft. But Mello Dotson is number 5 on my list of players to watch at minicamp as it starts today. Number 4, some people may be kind of shocked about this, but, we waited until the 7th round to go and locate a linebacker in this thin linebacker group that we have. Well, let me say this. I don't want to say it's thin, but it's unproven, right? We got a Landon Roberts in free agency. We brought over Devin White, but a guy that I'm interested to see is Cody Lindenberg. Cody Lindenberg, first team All Big Ten in 2024. He did miss 9 games, you guys, due to a leg injury in 2023. I think without that injury, he could have been a day 2 guy in this year's draft class, but that injury kind of hampered him. He missed a ton of football in 2023. 94 total tackles last year for Minnesota, led his team, also had a pick and a sack to go with those 94 tackles. Watching him closely, me personally, due to the revolving door, so kind of at the linebacker position, like who's going to step up this year? Is Tommy Eichenberg in year 2 going to get the green light to go out there and do what he needs to do? Is it going to be Ferrari? Amari Burney? We have a ton of young talent there at the linebacker position. One of these guys needs to step up. I'm interested to see what Cody Lindenberg looks like out there today. He is my number 4 prospect to watch at minicamp today. Number 3, a guy that you look at the way this roster is constructed right now, and it's kind of like, how is he going to make this roster, right? You go out there, you trade a 3rd round pick for Geno Smith. He is your guy, your future, at least the next 2 or 3 seasons, right? You have Aiden O'Connell, a guy that has started a ton in this league early on in his career. He's still on his rookie deal. It's kind of crazy to think that Aiden is still on his rookie deal at this point, how much that he's had an opportunity to go out there and play. But Cam Miller is a guy that I am watching very, very closely as minicamp goes from the 9th today to the 11th. What will Brady and company's first quarterback look like at minicamp? Proven winner, mobile, can extend plays with his legs. Will he be the quarterback 3? Will we carry 3 this year? Will he be a practice squad candidate? To be determined. What will he look like out there with Dante Thornton, Jack Beck, Besh, and Genty and company? It's not only his job to make him look good, but it's also his job to make others look good as well. So I'm watching very closely, and I got some people out there that are out there covering the minicamp. I'm going to have, boots to the ground, you guys. We will get some intel, how these players look, so on and so forth. So stay tuned as the week progresses. But Cam Miller is number 3. He's the number 3 guy on my list of who to keep an eye on once again, because of him being the first quarterback selected with this new regime with Spytech, Tom Brady. And interesting enough, 6th round guy, Tom Brady, 6th round guy. I think they're looking for another success story with Cam Miller, the young kid out of North Dakota State. So going to be interesting to see how he looks and how his teammates look around him these next few days at minicamp. Number 2, and Hug, I see it, man. I see it. Don't remind me, man. Don't remind me, Hug. Salute to my brother, and salute to the 600 plus people here in the building, whether you're watching on Twitter or you're watching on YouTube. Just get those likes up, man. Hit those thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button, you guys, if you're not subscribed yet. Number 2, Tommy Mellott, wide receiver, converted wide receiver, former quarterback, Montana State. I'm interested in seeing how they use him in minicamp. This is a guy that's going to be a Swiss Army knife for this team moving forward. He can be a gimmick wildcat quarterback. He could be a guy that you can line up in the backfield at times. You can put him in a slot, put him outside. He is a speed demon. This dude is just a football player and another guy that just wins. But I want to see some Wildcat looks. I want to see some special teams reps. Have to find ways to keep Malott on the field due to his high IQ and his breakout ability. This is a kid that I'm keeping a very close eye on. Can Chip turn him into a productive wide receiver in year one? Sometimes it takes time to adjust to a new position at the NFL level. You know, he's coming from a smaller school, Montana State. Can they find a way to unlock him in year one? Chip Kelly is a phenomenal offensive mind. I'm expecting great things to come from Tommy Malott in year one. Whether they use him once again, you know, in some Wildcat looks, wide receiver, special teams, it does not matter. You have to keep this guy has 4.39 speed. Salute the hug. Yes, 4.39. You have to find a way to utilize him and keep him out there on the football field, whether it's special teams, like I said, Wildcat looks at the quarterback position or at wide receiver. I'm excited to see what Tommy Malott looks like these next few days at minicamp. And I'm excited to hear, you know, where they line him up at and so on and so forth. Versatility is key with this new regime. I want to see where, you know, whether in the grand scheme of things, where he fits on this roster. Because I really truly believe that this kid is going to make this roster. He's just too talented not to. Number one, this is kind of easy. This is a guy that a lot of Raider Nation was high on the entire draft class. You know, I think when we went and got Geno, it was kind of a foregone conclusion that we weren't going to go quarterback there with the top 10 pick at 6. Shador was there. Jackson Dart was still available. There were some guys, but we chose to pass up on the quarterback position until round 6, where we got Cam Miller. But number one for me is Ashton Jeanty. I mean, the best running back in college football enters the NFL playing for the worst rushing attack in football last season. Will he be as dynamic at the NFL level as he was at Boise State? I'm looking for leadership qualities out there as the rookies enter their next phase of their careers. Will Ashton turn heads immediately? Will he go out there and just ball out these next few days? I know it's just minicamp, but I'm excited to hear great things from our number 6 pick overall, Ashton Jeanty. Needs to separate himself in terms of talent. We need him to be our clear-cut number 1 option at the running back position. Option number 2, he's 33 years old, coming off of an injury-riddled season. Raheem Mostert out there in Miami. Option 3, Zeus, coming off of a down season. What do we have with him moving forward? Option 3 and 4, a UDFA coming off of an injury and a brief, nice stretch of football with Sincere McCormick, and a 6th-round pick, in Dylan Laube, who only had 1 snap his rookie season. So we need Ashton Jeanty to go out there and immediately show why we took him at number 6. You know, even with it being the running back position, right? A lot of people, oh no, you took a running back at 6. That's what terrible teams do. I understand the thought process behind that, but this is a kid that is just all gas, no brakes. He does everything right. So I'm excited to see what he looks like out there today at rookie minicamp. Once again, my top 5 players to watch. Number 5, UDFA, Mello Dotson. Number 4, 7th-round pick, linebacker, Cody Lindenberg. Number 3, quarterback, 6th-round guy to North Dakota State, Cam Miller. Number 2, Tommy Touchdown, Tommy Malott, Montana State. Number 1, our best player that we brought in this draft, Ashton Jeanty. Now, I have a few honorable mentions as well, you guys, and I'll throw it out there. Another wide receiver, because I didn't have a wide receiver on that list. And you guys have heard me talk about him, Zachary Franklin. This is a kid that I'm very high on out of Illinois. I kind of totally forgot that he kind of went under the radar and fell out the draft completely. Went as a UDFA last season, 4 touchdowns, 652 receiving yards on 55 catches in the 2024 season with Illinois. From 2021 to 2022, he had back-to-back seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards, with 27 touchdowns in those 2 years, I believe, 15 in one, 12 in the next season. And this was all in a 2-year span at UTSA before heading to Ole Miss for a season before getting to Illinois in 2024. So he played in 2021 and 2022 at UTSA, where he had 2 massive seasons before he went to Ole Miss and then eventually landing at Illinois. So this is a kid that I think could eventually land one of those back end wide receiver spots, whether it's the wide receiver 5. I don't know how many wide receivers we're going to keep this season, but with how unproven all these guys are, love Jack Besh, love Dante Thornton, but they're still unproven at the next level, right? We got Jacoby, we have Trey Tucker, we have a few guys out there, but I think that Zakari's going to be battling out with the likes of a Kyle Phillips and some of those other guys that we brought in. The 6'6" wide receiver that we brought over from Chicago, San Jose, born and raised out in San Jose. But I just totally went blank with his name. But we brought in some other guys. And I think that Zakari Franklin, the UDFA out of Illinois, can be a guy that could potentially crack the back end of that wide receiver room. So keep an eye on Zakari Franklin. A lot of the newsworthy stuff went to Pat Bryant out there, the big body wide receiver that eventually went to, where did he go, to the Niners or somewhere else? I forgot where Pat Bryant went. Another honorable mention, Darian Porter. This is a guy that we need to step up at the cornerback position. Once again, we moved on from Jack Jones. We went out and got Eric Stokes in free agency on a 1-year prove-it deal. Who is he, this year for us? I know Pete Carroll's really high on him, but we got a guy that is a converted corner who needs some development at the position. It's going to be fun to watch Pete and Graham work their magic on the 6'4" uber athletic freak out of Iowa State. I'm excited to hear there's going to be some bumps and bruises in year one. There's going to be a learning curve for him at the next level at the cornerback position. But I'm excited to hear, some exciting news out of Henderson with Darian Porter out of Iowa State. Also, my last honorable mention, and this doesn't mean, you guys, that I'm not excited about some of the other guys that we have on this roster, because I'm definitely excited about Jack Besh, definitely Dante, definitely JJ, and Charles Grant and Caleb Rogers and those guys. But Ja Joyner, Minnesota edge rusher. I'm excited to hear some good news from minicamp, rookie minicamp. Hopefully, Ja Joyner is a name that we hear a lot. A long edge rusher with a ton of potential out of Minnesota, could join his teammate Cody Lindenberg as a rotational piece for this 2025 defense in year one with a great showing at minicamp. Could use some depth at the edge rusher position right now. Tyree Wilson, coming into year 3, who is he going to be at this point? Hopefully, he can continue to, get better, as the years go by. And year 3 is kind of usually where you hit your stride. So I'm hoping great things with Tyree, hoping that Malcolm Kuntz can come back from that nasty injury and ball out with this 1-year deal that he got. But, we got Snowden, we got a few other guys, but we can use another edge rusher. And hopefully, a UDFA like Ja Joyner, once again, man, I mean, the dude's 6'4", 262, very athletic. 32 tackles last season to go with 4.5 sacks, 7 pass breakups, 5.5 tackles for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles. This is a kid that I believe, if he goes out there and has a really good mini camp, he has an opportunity to potentially crack this roster later on down the line. So honorable mentions, Darian Porter, Zakari Franklin, and Ja Joyner. Salute to my brother Hug on the $2 special, and make sure I get all my guys. Salute to Flores, Plunkett, F YouTube only. This is the greatest chat in all of history. Talk that talk, my brother Flores. Appreciate you for being a member for over a year, 14 months. I appreciate that, my brother. Real talk. Salute to you, and flowers going out to you for continuously supporting the brand the way you do. This is a disgusting name right here, and I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to call you HS. It's nasty work, but I think 3 UDFAs make this roster. Zakari Franklin, edge, Ja Joyner, Mello Dotson. Salute to my guy, Harry Sack. I just had to say it one time, y'all. Salute to my guy, disgusting, Harry Sack. But I have to agree with you. Those are the 3 players that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. And there's other names, as well, you guys. A few other names to keep an eye on. I like Tank Booker out of SMU, a defensive tackle. We can always add some more firepower there in the interior of that defensive line. Another name is to keep an eye on is Matt Jones, the linebacker out of Baylor. We can always use some more linebacker help. But there's some interesting names, and even the USC guys, the Greedy Vances of the world. Also, John Humphrey, 2 corners out of USC that Pete Carroll is probably keeping his eye on from his former alma mater. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these guys, and once again, Jalen Carter as well, the linebacker out of Indiana. I'm really high on that kid. If you guys get an opportunity, go look at some of his tape. He is a baller. Yeah, hey, Hug, we got a Tonka truck and a tank. Yes, both of them. Both of them. Actually kind of crazy. But yes, we have a Tonka truck, and a tank. Salute to C4, man. Sometimes coffee won't do, just won't do you any justice. It's one of the mornings, you guys. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, appreciate you guys so much. Salute to Raider 007. I like Matt Jones' tape a lot. Yeah, man. Another stud out of Baylor to keep an eye on. We have a few Baylor boys that we brought in that we've talked about, over here at OLV. Once again, we talked about Matt Jones. And I think we didn't we bring in another defensive tackle? I think it was Trayvon Mae. I always butcher that name. Defensive tackle, 6'3", 277. A couple Baylor boys in as UDFAs. Let me see. Loso says, I don't care, bruh. Tonka is such a hard name. This is facts. Facts. And once again, you guys, it is official. 2-day rookie minicamp is open to our rookies. Today starts day 1 of rookie minicamp. It will be from the 9th to the 11th. So we will be hearing a lot of stuff going on, some moving and shaking out there at the facilities. And a few players will talk to the media today. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm assuming it's probably going to be Ashton Jeanty because he's our first-round guy, potentially one of those late 6th-round guys, the Tommy Millett or Cam Miller. But a few of the rooks will be open to the media later on today. So expect some content to come out from the Raiders YouTube channel, regardless if it's open to, open live or some pre-recorded stuff. I'm assuming some of the rooks will be talking today. Let me see. I love the way he played that. Coming here with those dumb usernames. Stiff Johnson. Josh, right around the corner, brother. And we will be doing a whole show breaking down the schedule, and we will go over our wins and losses. So stay tuned for that. Right when that schedule breaks, we will be doing a live that day, breaking down our wins, losses, our complete overall prediction for our record. So stay tuned for that. Salute the negative vibes. I like wide receiver Franklin, Mello Dotson, and Greedy Vance, John Humphrey, and Carter Runyon, tight end. The thing is, man, I just don't know if we're going to keep any of these guys around. We're already deep in that tight end group, right? We got Brock Bowers. We got Michael Mayer returning. We did not move on from him, which is great. I think he's going to be a phenomenal asset for that offense this year. You brought in Ian Thomas, the veteran from Carolina. I just don't see where he's going to fit in the grand scheme of things. I don't think that we're going to add another tight end, maybe a practice squad candidate, but it's going to be interesting to watch him try and make this roster. I loved it, DeMarcus. Some people were in the chat saying that it was awkward. Look, man, these kids, they're still young. JPJ is still young, going into year 2. Genty's a rookie. There's a lot of awkwardness out there. New teammates. These guys are going from playing at Boise State and whatever colleges they played at the college level to being in the NFL and playing with a whole new cast of teammates. So it's going to be pretty weird. It's going to be pretty weird, right? The energy was kind of like it was a first, hey, man, I'm your center. Love you, bro. And the handshake was they did like a weird, awkward. I thought it was hilarious, and I love it. And I think that JPJ is already setting the tone with his new teammates. And he also kind of rest assured, thank God that he's our center. He went up to Genty and said, welcome, pretty much welcome home. I'm your center, Jackson. You love to see it. Yeah, Josh, once again, JPJ confirmed that he's our center. So that is great news. You love to see it. The Raiders posted it on Instagram. I believe they posted it on Twitter as well. If you guys have not gotten an opportunity, go check the video out. But I've seen some people, it's awkward, it's weird. Man, look, these guys are meeting for the first time. It's not supposed to be, all Hallmark cards and bubble baths and shit. It's going to take some time for these guys to adjust to each other and become brothers out there on the football field. So I loved it. But once again, I did love the confirmation with JPJ stating that he is our center. Not only our center, but Ashton Genty's center. You love to see it, man. Salute. As always, salute to Hug D's, my brother, man, the GOAT over here, the my father himself, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my brother, man. It's always a blessing to see my guy come over here and support us the way he does. Thank you, man. If you guys missed out on those 5 and you want to become a member as well, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely, once again, helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. Become members, you guys. Once again, it helps all of us over at Shieldmore continue to do this, full time the way we do it. So once again, hug my brother. Appreciate you, man. And salute to the 800 people here in the building, whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube. Just get those likes up. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Yeah, JPJ, he does kind of come across as like a Chris Farley type. Yeah, it definitely is. He was doing the whole, it looked like the fat guy in a little coat. Like, that's what it reminded me. It gave me that energy. So facts. Salute to Richard, my dog. Appreciate you, bro. Salute to Josh. JPJ is young, but he's trying to step into that leadership role. It'll get less awkward with experience. Effort is what is most important. Talk that talk, my brother. Talk that talk. Facts. Let me see. Hey, man, Chris, you got to chill, brother. You got to chill. First and foremost, I don't come to your job and tell you what to do, okay? I will read your super, brother. I promise you. But pump the brakes a little bit. Read my super. You just put it up there, bro. Relax. Breathe a little bit, okay? And I rock with you, Chris. How many rookies do you think will start? I think we got 3 starters. I think we have 3 starters, potentially 4. And that may be a hot take, but Ashton Gentry's starting. He's just starting running back off the rip. Jack Besh is going to start for you. He will be one of your wide receivers. He said, I don't have a job. Salute to Chris. Now it makes sense, my brother. My apologies. Talk your shit. Salute to my guy. And for somebody to not have a job and send me a super, man, appreciate you, brother. But Jack Besh, Ashton Gentry, it's going to be interesting to see. I think Dante Thornton's it's going to take some time, for him to become a starter. With Jacoby out there, and that room is pretty deep right now. I'm trying to think, man. Another starter. There's 2 for sure. I mean, do you think one of those defensive tackles can crack this? Can crack one of those starting spots? I don't know. Could JJ or Tonka, could they crack one of those starting spots? If I had to be a betting man, I'd probably say Darian Porter. I know how high they are on him, and if he can go out there and get it together pretty quick at rookie minicamp, and then just as training camp opens up, and he can go out there and make some noise, potentially him. You would love to see it, right? Because we don't really know what we have with Eric Stokes at this point. His career has been up and down, and more downs than up. You know what I mean? So in a perfect world, Porter can go out there and steal one of those jobs in year 1 and play opposite of Jacorian Bennett. We got a nice 1-2 punch out there. So I say 3, potentially 4. And once again, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. Keep an eye on Mello Dotson. But, the thing is, we have some kids that Cam Miller's not going to be a starter in year 1. You got Geno and Aiden on the roster. Where does Tommy Mellott fit in the grand scheme of things? Is he just more of a gadget player from the jump, or is he a starter immediately? Is he your guy that's just going to go in the slot and be that dude from jump, which I don't think is going to happen. It's going to take some time for him to adjust to the NFL level as well. So I'll say 3, potentially 4. And if I had to be a betting man, it'd probably be once again, Gentry, Jack Besh, potentially Porter. Keep an eye also on Caleb Rogers. I know that my brother Wasted is really high on him, the guard out of Texas Tech. I wouldn't be shocked if he stole one of those starting spots there at the guard spot. We brought in Alex Kappa. Who is he at this point? He had a terrible year last year in Cincinnati. They got Dylan Parham out there, which I think he'll be really good in this new system with Chip Kelly. But he has to go out there and prove that he can take one of those spots. Jordan Meredith, is he going to steal one of them? To be determined. Keep an eye on Caleb Rogers as well. Salute to my guy, Chris, and salute to all the members, man. You guys just went crazy, bro. Salute, man, to 2-4. I appreciate you, my brother. That means a lot to me. Salute to one of the Mod Fathers himself. Salute to Raider Ryder on gifting 5 as well, my brother. Forever indebted. Appreciate you. Real talk, that means a lot to me. Salute to my brother Chris with no job, gifting another 5. My brother Chris, I appreciate you. Salute to my brother. Salute to Niles, my sis, for gifting 5 as well. 20 new members. You guys are goated. Thank you guys so much for supporting me the way you guys do. That means a lot. Salute to the 20 new members in the building. If you guys missed out on those, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us once again keep the lights on over here. Members are definitely appreciated. You guys have no idea. Salute to Sean. Porter might not start, but he is in line to take a significant number of snaps. Talk that talk, my brother Sean. Couldn't have said any better than you. Real talk, man. Definitely may not start. You know, maybe they have Stokes and Jacorian on the edge starting off week 1. But I definitely believe that he's going to get a ton of reps this upcoming season. I'm hoping that we get DCAM out there to get some looks also. Year 2, struggled last season, his rookie year, being forced out there, kind of thrown into the fire, so to speak. I'm excited to see what DCAM will look out here too. Big body guy that I know Pete Carroll loves. He covets those kind of players. So it's going to be interesting to see where DCAM fits in the grand scheme of things as well. Salute to my brother, Hug Dizzle. A guy walked on at a rookie minicamp today and was shucking dudes out of their shorts. Pause if necessary. No. You almost had me there, brother. You almost had me, brother. No. Salute to Jason. Hope you and the family have a blessed weekend. Salute to my brother Jay in the building. My brother in real life, Raider Demon King. Appreciate you, man. You as well, brother. Hope all is well on your front with work and your girl and all that good stuff. Salute to my guy, Jay. Hit me up, bro. Let me know if you want to pull up to Elijah's game tomorrow. If you're around. We definitely got to hit one of these card shows out here, too. I see Bo Jackson's going to be out here soon. I see a bunch of, I think Freddie B's going to be out here. We definitely got to hit one of those spots. Yeah, Hug. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Nasty work. Caught on to that quick. Porter's my favorite pick, not named Genty. Yeah, man. He's an uber athletic, like, freak. 6'4", fast as shit. What do you run, a 4.3? 4.23 or some shit? Like, he's one of the fastest players in this draft class. So, hey, man, I'm excited to see what he can do as well. All it's going to take is some Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham sculpturing, some molding to help this kid unlock that potential at the corner spot in year 1. Let me see. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. For those who are just joining, he ran a 4.3. There you go. Salute to Hug and salute to Josh. The Raiders have made a ton of their rookie signings official. Once again, I believe there's only 3 players left. Jack Besh, I don't know if that news has dropped since we've been live. He has not signed yet. Dante Thornton Jr. has not signed yet. And Darian Porter has not signed yet. Other than that, I've seen Genty signed, Tonka, Hemingway, JJ signed, Cam Miller signed, Touchdown Tommy signed, Cody Lindenberg signed. Both the offensive linemen have signed, Charles Grant and Kayla Rogers, and then a ton of UDFAs signed as well today, making them official. So, and we'll go over that list one more time before we end the show today. We're still not even at an hour yet. We still got some time. So get some questions in, you guys. Salute to Design 209, rooting for Besh big time. Me too, man. Love his story. Love his football story as well. I mean, his story with his brother Tiger is sad as shit, but his football story, his journey from going from LSU and looking really good out there, and then coming out here to TCU, Dallas area, loved by his teammates, loved by the fan base out here. I've always heard his name ring bells out here in the Dallas area, and I'm excited to see what he looks like. And then he got a chance to put it all on full display at the Senior Bowl and win MVP out there. He is a baller. Truth teller. If he is, I'm not shocked about it at all. Not shocked about it at all. That's my QB1 in this draft class. I'm not shocked about it at all if that's true. Let me see. Salute to my guy, Graham. Tommy Mellott will play a major role in the scouting team when facing mobile quarterbacks. That was a bar, Graham. Facts plus tax, man. Another guy that can help you have another set of eyes and another set of ears out there helping scout, facing the likes of the Anthony Richardsons of the world. We do play the Colts this year in Indianapolis. You're going to be facing a ton of mobile quarterbacks this year. I'm not going to act like CJ Stroud is the most mobile guy, but he can use his legs. But definitely, we got Houston on the agenda. Who else? We got Jaden Daniels out there in DC, on the menu this year. Tommy Mellott can definitely help scout some of those guys, the likes of a Jaden Daniels and Anthony Richardson's. Phenomenal point right there, man. Salute to my brother Graham Cam. Always good to see my guy come in with a haymaker. Who do you see taking the next step? It's JPJ. It's JPJ. Gio. There's no real step for Brock Bowers to take at this point. He's a superstar. He's probably the best tight end in football. And I'm saying over George Kittle, McBride, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's really another step that Brock can take after having that massive year. We expect that from him moving forward. I think it's JPJ. He is the one that's going to take that leap this upcoming season. I'm hoping that DJ Glaze is another guy that also takes a massive leap in year 2 at the right tackle position, because wouldn't it be great, Gio, to know that you secured your future center and your future right tackle in one draft, back-to-back picks in the second round and the third round? If so, we owe Tom Telesco a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping those guys are the 2 players that take the big step this upcoming season, JPJ and Glaze, because they're both starters in a critical room, that offensive line where a lot of people think is bad. Some people think it's being underrated, it's underrated, including myself. It's going to be interesting to see where those 2 guys are this upcoming season with their development. Shadow Band. Hug D's, a.k.a. Shadow Fox. Yeah, shock, and I can see that. He has Pete Carroll guy written all over him. He's never truly been that ball hawk at Mississippi State. I don't think he ever had a pick in his career. You know what I'm saying? But he's a guy that is a willing tackler and great in coverage. He had some misfortune happen last season. He got cooked a few times, and that's going to happen when you get thrown out there to the Wolves and you're at the NFL level. You got to take your bumps and your bruises. But he strikes me as a guy that in year 2, Pete Carroll is going to have his fingerprints all over his skill set this upcoming season. I'm excited to see what DCAM can look like. For sure. Let me see. Yeah, he's a very physical corner. Great tackler. Once again, not the biggest ball hawk, not a guy that's going to go out there and get you a ton of picks, but he's a guy that'll go out there and do all the dirty work. Chris says, the Glazinator will step up due to competition. Hopefully. And hopefully some of those other guys step up. I want to hear Tommy Eichenberg's name. I want to hear his name. We need one of those linebackers to step up. I want to hear Dylan's name. I want to hear Dylan Lauby's name. I want him to go out there and steal that third down back spot. I want to hear his name called because he's an elusive football player. You can use him as special teams, as a third down back. You can use him in the passing game. I want to hear his name a ton this year. Hopefully my guy can make this roster. And also Trey Taylor, man. That's another name that I'm hoping we hear a lot this year, not only because, of personal reasons. He's a good guy, and I had an opportunity to sit down with him in person and have a fire-ass interview, and he's a good dude. His family are great people. I want great things to happen to great people, but, one of those safeties need to step up. You went and brought in Jeremy Chin on a 2-year deal, $8 million per. You got Palomau back in the mix. There's an open opportunity there for Trey Taylor to go out there and steal one of those spots. Regardless if he's a 7th round pick out of Air Force, it does not matter. He was the best DB in college football last year coming out of Air Force. So hopefully we hear Trey's name a ton and not just on some special team shit. I want to see him go out there and get some real live reps. I would rather have Trey Taylor over Harper 10 times out of 10, and I'm a Notre Dame guy. And that's no knock to Harper. I think Trey is a better football player. And that's to be determined. We shall see this year. Hopefully in training camp, one of those guys go out there and kill it. Both of them. Hopefully they both kill it. The more competition you have in that room, the better. Yeah, Loso, this is facts. You always need 3 or 4 safeties. You got Palomau out there. You got Trey Taylor. You got Chin. You have Chris Smith. It's going to be interesting to see another, a potential Harper, potentially another name that pops up out the blue. You never know. Maybe we do bring in a veteran safety to help add some competition here soon. Maybe post-June, some cuts. Maybe they do take a look at veteran Justin Simmons coming off of a down year in Atlanta. Who's to say? But we can definitely use as many safeties out there as possible. Let me see. Salute to Roy. Outside of Genty, I'm excited to see Dante Thornton Jr. If he pans out, we are stacked on offense. Facts. Salute to my guy, Roy. And he's such a good kid too, man. You know what I mean? Like, he loves football. He's just a football player. I don't know if you guys seen the interview that we had last week. He pretty much said, like, it's just great to be out of school now and to be able to focus completely on football. I'm hyped, man. Dante, I'm expecting great things from him here in the near future. You know, that room is a little crowded right now. You know, you do have Trey Tucker. He's the speedster on the boundary right now. But we needed that big body guy, and Dante's 6'5", fucking 6'6" and shit, right? So at some point he's going to be able to get his chance to go out there and shine. But right now that room is so deep. Jacoby's a starter. I think Jack Besh is a starter day one. You got Trey Tucker, you know, that probably will start on the boundary. You know, so maybe they do have Besh starting in the slot, or maybe they put Jacoby back in the slot and have Besh on the boundary where he played at TCU as well. It's going to be interesting to see the way they construct this wide receiver room in terms of starters. I do believe that Trey's going to be a starter, Besh, and Jacoby. I think those are your three starters right now, depending on if you go out there and bring in, you know, a guy like a Gabe Davis, or if you do bring in an Amari Cooper. But I think those are the three guys that you're looking at. So we got to find a way to get Dante involved in the O as much as possible in year one. But I do believe that it's going to be Jacoby right now, Besh, and Trey Tucker as your starting three wide receivers out there. And then you got, Brock Bowers, who's going to be your clear-cut number one, not named Ashton Genty on that offensive side of the ball. Oh, yeah, that's that. No, facts. He brings a different skill set to the table. You know, I mean, the measurables alone, right? The speed. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch him and Trey Tucker on the field together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited to see that. Like, I want to see those two guys, those speed demons, opposite of each other and with some looks, because good luck trying to defend that. Could you imagine putting Tucker on the boundary, Dante on the boundary, and then having, you know, let's just say Jacoby in the slot and Brock Bowers just chewing up the middle of the football field? Like, that can be fun to watch with Ashton Genty coming out of the backfield. This is going to be a fun offense to watch. Salute to my brother, man. I appreciate you, Hug, so much, man. Salute to my brother, man. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like Hug makes it his duty to continue, to help us keep this thing moving and shaking, man. Hug, my brother. I'm forever indebted, my brother, for everything that you do for the channel, man. I appreciate you. And also, if you can, if one of the mods can, put Hug's link to his business in the comment section and let everybody know where to follow our guy at. Jokes aside, in the last 15 years, this is my most excited year as a fan. Key players with the great deals in the best positions, second most cap, media actually saying we had the best draft, never happened before. Fantastic coaches. If you're a Raider fan, be excited. Facts, man. Salute to my brother, Hug D's on the $100 holla. My bro, man. Appreciate you, Hug, as always. And once again, put the link to your business in the comment section and let everybody know where to follow you. Angel, that was it was a fake page. I seen that same thing that you seen. Gabe Davis went to the Giants on a 1-year inexpensive. No, that was false. Gabe is still available. That was a fake Jordan Schultz page on Twitter. A fake page. They had me for a second too. I was like, damn, man, the Giants move quick. Hug is stupid. He said, now I got to go clear my fraud alert. Appreciate you, my brother. Salute to my brother Hug once again on the $100 special. Get a few more questions in, you guys, before we get out of here, coming up on an hour. Salute to Chris once again. One thing is that Chip Kelly is going to lock up in his laboratory like a mad genius salivating. The one thing is that Chip Kelly is going to lock up in the factory outlet. That's who he is. That man loves ball, loves football. You love to see it, man. People can we continue to forget how massive of a get Chip Kelly was this offseason, bringing him in and making him the highest paid offensive coordinator in football. I think $6 million per. This is going to be a fun offense to watch with Chip Kelly in the mix, holding it down, man. Salute to Sean. This is facts. It's going to depend on how much 12 personnel they run too. Might only be 2 receivers on the football field. I'm excited to see that. I want to see Michael Mayer get a ton of opportunities this year with Brock on the football field. So hopefully we do run a ton of 12. And you know, Chip Kelly's ran 12 before at his previous places. I think he ran some 12 at Ohio State. I know he ran some 12 in his time in Philadelphia. So it's going to be interesting to see how much we have that 12 personnel out there. There's 2 tight end sets. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up if you are not subscribed yet. What are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute Punchy, man, my guy. Supporting our own. Graphk, they're awesome. I use them for my t-shirts and hoodies and hats for my company. Thank you to you and your wife, Hug, man. Salute to Punchy, my guy. Supporting one of our. That's what we do here in Raider Nation, man. We support our own, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, Hug put it right here. 208 Custom Designs, you guys. Go support our brother and him and his wife. They have a phenomenal business. They're doing really well for themselves. Go support our own. Get a few more in, you guys, before we get out of here. Once again, we're coming up on the hour mark. Went over, the signings. There's not too much moving and shaking right now in terms of out there at Henderson. Minicamp, I believe, is underway, but not a lot of news-worthy stuff coming out yet. But some of the guys will be talking to the media a little later, so we get an opportunity to hear from potentially Ashton Genty. I'm assuming that the Silver Surfer would be one of the guys to approach the media. I'm hoping we get an opportunity to hear Jack Besh. And we're waiting on a few more signings also, you guys. They have not made the Besh contract official, the Dante Thornton Jr. Contract official, or the Darian Porter contract official. Everybody else has signed. And we also have signed a slew of UDFAs as well. Once again, salute to the Raiders PR page on Twitter. Tank Booker, Dominique Boyd, Hudson Clark, Parker Clements, Pat Conroy, my guy Mello Dotson, my guy Zachary Franklin, Jared Hufford, John Humphrey, Matt Jones, Ja Joyner, Trayvon Mae, Carter Runyon, Greedy Vance, and Jalen Walker are all officially signed. We signed 15 UDFAs this morning, making it official. These guys are officially under contract and fighting for a roster spot here very, very soon. Shock, man, bro, I'd have it at 0. I'd have it at next to nothing, brother. But according to Demokes, put your entire lifeline on the line for it. Put your house on the line. Put your whip on the line. Put everything out there for Aiden to win MVP this upcoming season. According to Demokes, not myself. Not myself. So salute to Hug telling me to check Instagram real quick. Boom, boom. Oh, shit. Oh, you weren't playing. You weren't playing. That is hilarious. That is hilarious, bro. Hug got a real life fraud alert sending me $100 to the show. Nasty work in these streets. Nasty work. Salute to Flores. Well, 50 more of these and I will equal Hugs 100. Flores, I appreciate you, brother. Salute to my guy, man. Salute to my dog, Flores, plunking on the $2 holler, man. It's no battle, man. I just appreciate everybody that supports what we do over here. Salute to S-Dot. Can you see that graph? You have 4 receivers set. Beck, Kobe. Wait, hold on. Let me read this again. Jack Besh, Jacoby, Bowers, and Big Mike run blocking for Genty. That's almost cheating. Talk that talk. Are you talking about Michael Mayer, or are you actually talking about Big Mike Raider? Because both will do. Both will do. But it's going to be fun. 10 minutes until the minicamp pressers. You guys want to watch them together? I will definitely bring it up on YouTube and we can watch it. Salute to S-Dot. Besh, Kobe, Bowers, and Big Mike run blocking for Genty. That's almost cheating. People don't realize, S-Dot, how good of a blocker Jack Besh is. I think everybody already knows how good Kobe is. But, yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Put Big Mike in there, though. Not Michael Mayer. Put Big Mike Raider. He'll blow the whole defensive line up. Let me see. He's already picked up. See Gabe go. He signed with Green Bay. Signed a 1-year deal with them. He's been off the streets for a few weeks now, I believe. That was a good pickup for Green Bay. He just hasn't really been able to put it all together yet. Coming out of, being a former top 10 pick coming out of Clemson, supposed to be that hybrid, linebacker, and it just never really panned out. But he signed with Green Bay. Let me see. I'm gonna look on YouTube real quick and see if it's available. Oh, yep. 3 minutes. Let me present this. Share screen. Boom. Boom. And get rid of the chat. Trying to figure out why. Hold on real quick, y'all. Well, it won't allow me to. It is what it is. I'll get the chat out of there because that's the most toxic chat in the world. Boom. But a few more minutes, you guys. And I knew my Wi-Fi was going to start tweaking when I did this. Let me stop that real quick for right now. Pull back up in a second, you guys. Hold on real fast. Turn this off. Yeah, Martin, that chat is terrible, man. Way too toxic. I just kind of throw my flags up and keep it moving. All right. Once again, you guys, we have a few minutes. Let me eliminate some of these windows as well. All right. Once it goes live, we will share the screen and watch live as a family, man. Salute to everybody here in the building once again. Let me see. The Raiders are always 20 to 30 minutes behind when it comes to their pressers. Yeah, man, I'm used to watching that shield spin for like an hour and a half. Facts. Judo, and that's tough to top, right? Raiders Twitter is toxic as shit. I think I got like 3,000 or 4,000 people blocked on Twitter. I thought I had more people blocked on YouTube. Twitter is a terrible place. They will attack your family, everything. It's just nasty work on Twitter. All right, let me see. 1 minute and 20 seconds, you guys, and we should have the rookie minicamp pressers ready to go. Let me see. What's going on with Hug? Oh, okay. Salute to my dog, man. We love you, bro. Facts. All right, now let me try and share this once again. Hopefully this shit does not start tweaking. Boom, boom. Share screen. All right. It's underway, you guys. Let me remove this real quick. All right. There we go. And now I'm frozen. Nasty work. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it keeps freezing up. So what I'm going to do is doesn't make any sense.
Introducing Domino's new and first.
Salute to everybody here. I'm going to put it on the phone. All right, boom. Live. I don't know why this thing is tweaking right now. So we got As the Shield Turns. So stay tuned. Any guesses, you guys? Who is talking today? Who's talking today? Who's talking today? I got Ashton Genty, and I'm going to say Cam Miller. Those are the two guys that I feel like are going to be up there talking today. Genty, Cam Miller. And if we were to add another one, I'll go JJ. JJ. Why not? Pegues. I believe that's how you say it, right? JJ Pegues. So Genty, Pegues, Cam Miller. Let me get these supers in real quick. Salute to S. Dot, my dog. We already read that one, and then salute to 2-4, my guy. Waiting for the Raiders live presser is like waiting for Wasted to start his show. Always appreciate that fire content for the YouTube Galaxy. Salute to my guy, 2-4. Yeah, man, it's always fun waiting on Wasted Talent to start his show. Push it back 15 minutes, then push it back another 30 minutes. The next thing you know, you don't see him for a week. Salute to my brother Wasted. Still spinning, you guys. Stay tuned. Pegues. Pegues. Q says, I got Genty, Besh, and Grant. The only reason I don't say Besh is because he's still not under contract yet. They haven't finalized his deal. So I don't think that he'll be one of the guys. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Maybe they just got it done. I have not seen any news break about his contract being done. So I don't know. But I don't think that he's going to be one of the guys. Could be wrong. I would love to hear from Jack Besh. But his deal hasn't been finalized. Thornton's hasn't been finalized. And Porter's hasn't been finalized. So I'm assuming those three guys will not be approaching the media today. But I could be wrong. I think it's going to be Genty. I think this is the day where they want to get the fan base really excited with our number one pick, first round overall, 6th overall pick. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to go out there and talk to the media initially. But I wouldn't be shocked if they brought in, one of the offensive linemen as well, maybe a Charles Grant or a Caleb Rogers. I could see that. But I think it's going to be personally Cam Miller, the quarterback position, right? Makes a ton of sense. Genty, once again, he's the superstar that we brought in the draft. And I think it's going to be a guy that's going to be like a fan favorite, like a JJ Pegues. I think he may be the guy. So we'll see. Josh, and there you go, right? The questions pretty much asked themselves with Cam. Brady was heavily involved in bringing you in. Former 6th round pick, make the connection, right? Makes a ton of sense to have him be the guy. And I think he's one of the only lone quarterbacks out there. So I know we brought in the kid from UNLV for the local workout. I don't know if he's going to be out there today, but yeah, we shall see. I think he's going to be pretty much the only quarterback out there. Unless Tommy gets some reps at the quarterback spot, which I don't think that they're going to utilize him like that out there these next few days. Because once again, they've already put it out there that they're converting him to wide receiver. So we'll see. If I'm a betting man, yes. I think he has everything in his arsenal to be the guy. I think he's going to get a way more reps than most of these guys in this class. Keep an eye on Travis Hunter because I think that Jacksonville is going to utilize him on both sides of the football. So he may be a name to keep an eye on. Abdul Carter is going to be phenomenal with all those defensive pieces on that line, with Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns and Thibodeau. Like, he has a ton of talent to help him on that D-line. So he may be a stud in year one with all that firepower around him. But I just think that Genty's going to carry this offense. They want to run the football. Pete Carroll wants to run the football. Chip Kelly wants to run the football. There's a reason you took a running back at 6. They're going to plan to run the ball down opposing defenses' throats. And I think that he's going to have every chance and every opportunity in the world to run the rock a lot, just like he did at Boise State. 30 reps a game type shit. They're going to run Ashton Jeanty a lot. So if I'm a betting man, I definitely would give Jeanty the offensive rookie of the year right now. I think he's going to be the easy call to be that guy. Okay, so he is going to be out there. So, okay. Haj Malik Williams, which he's an athletic dude too. Dude can use his legs, has a nice arm, another name to keep an eye on. And I actually reached out to him the other day. I'm trying to bring him on the show. Salute to Haj Malik Williams and his team. I literally just sent an email the other day trying to get him on the show. So we'll see. I know that they're focused right now on trying to find their way in Las Vegas. Let me see. First game, 36-yarder. Love it. Love it. I wouldn't be mad, DeMarcus. I wouldn't be upset about that. That'd be great, right? Lead the league in rushing team. But I do believe, though, that you're going to see Raheem Mostert get some goal line looks as well. Don't put it past the 33-year-old, to get a ton of reps there in goal line situations. He's still a home run threat at 33 years old. He's still a speedy guy coming off of a nasty injury for sure, but he's healthy. He's good to go. I think he's going to get some reps as well. Salute to J. Rowe, my guy. Graphk, could you see a scenario where we move JB to the slot and put those taller corners on the boundary? No, not at all. I think that would be a massive mistake to put Jacorian in the slot. I think he's a boundary guy. You keep him there. You don't mess with what's already working. I don't think so. Salute to my guy J. Rowe on the $5 holla. Salute to my brother Andy in the building. I keep forgetting we have Mostert as our change of back pace back. I really wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a top 5 running game. Facts, man. I'm telling you, if we can get anything close to resembling 2023 Raheem Mostert, we had 18 touchdowns on the ground, I believe, out there in Miami, Pro Bowl year. We're in for a nice ride. But that's a beautiful 1-2 punch. If Mostert is healthy, him and Ashton Jeanty, that's just not a fair duo. It's just not fair. And then you still got, what are you doing with Zamir White? Who is Dylan Lowby at this point? What are we doing with Sincere McCormick at this point? This can be a really fun unit to watch. But yes, Ashton Jeanty and Raheem Mostert, that's going to be a fun duo. Hopefully he's healthy, ready to go. He still has a lot left in the tank. It's going to be exciting to watch him play for the Raiders this year. Hug says, take Jeanty out the mix. Who's the second biggest star in the Raiders draft? I think it has to be Besh. I mean, everybody, there's a case for a lot of these guys, right? Like Tommy Millott, small school guy. All he did was win. Cam Miller, small school guy. All he did was win out there. You look at, JJ playing on both sides of the ball and Tonka Hemingway, very underrated in this year's class. It has to be Jack Besh. It has to be, because once again, the production that he had last year at TCU, his story, then going out there to the Shrine Bowl and winning the MVP, I think it's pretty crystal clear that he's the second guy. And, we traded back twice, still got Besh in the second round. I think that he's clear-cut the second biggest star in this year's class. Davis says, Ashton Jeanty. Okay, then maybe I could be wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. I just assume because the two of them are not under contract yet. I know Caleb Rogers signed his deal. I know Jeanty signed his deal last night. But it's going to be okay. Hopefully they're official now. Hopefully their deals are official. Andy says, interested to see how Trey Tucker and Thornton gain roles in our offense, especially because both of their elite traits is speed, but they are different players, though. Facts. It's going to be fun, man. The Shield is still spinning, you guys. Stay tuned. We're waiting for the rookie minicamp pressers. Once again, salute to everybody watching here with me. Appreciate you guys as always. He can definitely give you some reps there. I look at Melo as an outside corner, personally. But maybe they see something in him. Maybe they do turn him into a nickel guy. I don't know. Me personally, I'd rather have Melo on the boundary. Salute to S. Dot on the $10 special. Offense, Mostert, 4.34. McAllister, Malott, Tucker, 4.39. Shedrick Jackson, 4.31. Thornton, 4.3. Defense, Porter, 4.3. Bennett, 4.3. Richardson, 4.34. Stokes, 4.25. Friendly reminder, too much speed, Andy. Talk, S. Dot. And then Andy says, good problems to have. You love to see it. Brings tears of joy. Factory. It's the perfect blend because you have all that speed and then you have guys that aren't so fast like Jack Besh and, Brock Bowers isn't the fastest guy out there. He's not going to go out there and just kill you with speed alone. So it's great to add those pieces to the puzzle. Yeah. I stopped watching the shield spin, bro. I'll fuck around, throw up. Yes, Dan. Yep. Genty signed a 4-year, $36 million deal. I believe all of it was fully guaranteed, and I think the signing bonus alone was like $22 million. I think somewhere along those lines. So you pretty much just got Genty out the way quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's how much they think about this guy. Fully guaranteed, $22 million dollar signing bonus. Boom. Instantly $22 million. You are a Raider. And now you're officially a millionaire. You love to see it. So cliche, but speed kills. Facts. Let me see. Roy says, Jack Besh, 6'2", 216, 4.55, 40-yard dash. College stats, receiving, 133 catches, 1,869 yards, 13 touchdowns. Still to my guy, Roy in the building. I didn't see it, Andy. What happened? Let me know. Paper chase is stupid, bro. Nasty, disgusting work, paper chase, Mace. Hilarious. Once again, you guys, we are waiting as the shield turns, continues, rookie minicamp pressers. Looks like my dog did say it's going to be Genty, Besh, Porter, and Kayla Rogers, I believe. I think that was the 4 that Kellen put up there. I think that was what he said. Facts, man. And that's what you want. You want a balanced offense, AJ. This is going to be fun to watch because now we're not going to struggle to run the football. We have one of the better running backs in the NFL already in Ashton Genty. And then you have all these weapons on the, at your disposal in the passing game. So this isn't going to be a one-dimensional offense. We're going to be able to finally run the football and set up the pass. It's a blessing in disguise, man. Like to finally be able to watch a well-balanced offense. They're going to run the ball a lot, but when they throw the football, they're going to throw the football. There's a reason they brought in Geno Smith, a guy that can throw the deep ball at a high clip, very accurate. They're going to make sure that Geno gets his. I mean, he had 4,300 yards passing last year. I think he was 4th in the league in passing yards. So, they're going to make sure that Geno gets his issue, but once again, a well-balanced attack. Let me see. Salute. He said those 4 could be starters as well this season. You never know. Facts, Edgar. Facts. Oh, yeah, bro. This is facts, bro. We won the offseason alone by bringing in Pete Carroll, Spytek, and Chip Kelly. And then you bring in a D-Land, the running back coach from Notre Dame who's going to have that ground game rolling. Brought back Patrick Graham, even though he was almost on the outs. You brought back Rob Leonard. We have a ton of just talented coaches, head coaches, upper management. I mean, Tom Brady's in the mix. This is going to be a fun. This is going to be a fun ride this upcoming season, man. Brandon, I have Melo Dotson making the roster. but it's too early. It's even too early to say. It's too early to say. We haven't even seen him go out there and take a snap yet. But if I'm a betting man, I believe in Melo Dotson. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to crack that lineup and be that corner 4 or 5 on this roster. Let me see. Hug says, all these moves got us taking quadruple doses of hopium. I love and hate this shit all at the same time. Salute to my brother Hug. Yeah, man. The thing is, though, like, it's just very rare to watch the Raiders do all the right things. You go and make a very responsible move and going to get Geno Smith, right? That's a responsible thing. Pete Carroll has familiarity with them. He's been playing at a high level the last few seasons out there in Seattle. Responsible move. You just move a 3rd round pick. You didn't do any crazy outlandish shit where you parted ways with a 1st and 2nd round pick to go get Geno. Responsible. Move the Devontae Adams pick. Got Geno Smith. You go out there and you make all these feasible, moves and Eric, Stokes and the Landon Roberts of the world, the Devin Whites of the world. And then once again, you bring in phenomenal evaluators and spy tech. You got Brady in the mix now, making football decisions. You got Chip Kelly, which, I was definitely on the whole Ben Johnson front. I was like front and center, hoping that he would be our head coach. But to be honest, you guys, and this may be a hot take, and maybe it's just because it's the aftermath of it, I think this was the right move for the Raiders. I do. I think this was the right move for the Raiders, bringing in Pete Carroll over the likes of a Ben Johnson. Maybe I'm just saying it now because Ben's not a Raider, but I think it was the best move for this team. You have a ton of youth with a mix of veterans in the mix. This might have been the right move with Pete Carroll coming in and riding the ship here these next 3 to 4 seasons, and then we'll see where he goes. If he sticks around, we'll know he'll be well in his mid-70s, but I think at this point, and once again, with all the aftermath, I think it was the right move to make, bringing in Pete Carroll. I do. Let me see. He said, I was surprised looking at all the money they gave me. I was shocked looking at all those zeros. Get used to it, young man. Get used to it. Top 10 pick. Got a nice little bag. Yeah, brought back Greg Olsen as well, man. Raider herpes, baby. My man always finds a way back. Salute to my guy, Greg Olsen. And I'm just shooting this shit. He will be our quarterback's coach. Another great move by Pete Carroll and company, bringing him back into the mix as the quarterback's coach. You love to see it. Salute to Snake Fist, my dog. Yo, Graphk, earlier you said you would rather see Melo play outside rather than the slot. Why? I just think that he has the game for that. I just think that he belongs on the outside. I do. I think he's a little bit more physical than people give him credit for. I just think he fits more on the outside. I just think he's an outside guy. I'm going to see something. Let me see it. Let me see how many reps Melo Dotson got. I don't even know if he had. How many reps did Melo Dotson get from the slot last season in Kansas? Let me see. Oh, there you go.
Practicing in the NFL. How surreal is that moment, and how comfortable do you feel out there?
Yeah, man, super surreal.
Jack
just
Bish.
A little kid, my dream has always been to play in the NFL. So to be able to come to the Raiders with Coach Pete Carroll, Coach Chip Kelly, Coach Chris Beatty, all these masterminds, been in the game for so long. It's gonna be a great opportunity. I'm ready. To just keep diving in, keep learning, keep understanding more and more the nuance of the game, and to just keep coming out here and getting better each and every day.
Carroll talks about he wants to throw everybody into the fire. There's no hand holding at all. Do you like it like that?
100%. I think it helps you grow. I kind of compare it to my freshman year at LSU, especially on a platform like that in the SEC. Whenever you just get thrown in the mix, you have to mature. You have to learn much quicker. So same thing here. You don't have any time to just come out here and not know what you're doing, not play full speed. You got to come out here sharp, condition. You have to understand the game. You have to understand the playbook. I think that only matures you and gets you better. So I definitely like it.
What do you see your
Jack Best, you guys.
You can carve out for yourself this year, and do you have set goals in
Salute
mind
the
for
DB, my
rookie year?
dog.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be whatever role the coaches need me to play. I'm here to play my role. I'm here to help the team win. It's a team first mentality. Whatever I can do to help the team win, I'm gonna do. So whatever role that's carved out, and the coaches want me to do, I'm gonna do to the best of my ability. And like I said, it's a team first, I just want to go out there and help my team win as many games as possible.
What was your first impression of an NFL practice and playing under Pete Carroll?
You got to be conditioned. So you gotta run. Especially being a receiver, you have to be able to run all day. And I think obviously conditioning on your own and football conditioning, it's a little different. But as you practice more and more, the better you get in football condition. So, like I said, I'm just excited to keep coming out here and keep learning under one of the greatest coaches ever, and keep sharpening not only my physical skill set but my mental skill set is too.
Jack, any receivers you've kind of modeled your game after or studied?
Yeah, there's definitely a few. I definitely like breaking down the guys like Puka, just how he used his body to get open. He doesn't dance around a whole lot. He
a lot of comparisons
the
with
leverage
Puka.
of the body. He'll maybe give him a 1-2 or something like that, but he uses big physical presence, his physical ability to get open. And the different guys like Cup, just the way he understands the game, the nuance of the game, which, is something I'm always going to strive to get better at each and every day for my whole career. Then just different guys who run routes, some of the best route runners in the league, people like Amari Cooper and Justin Jefferson, just trying to, and Coach Chris Beatty does a great job about that, showing you a bunch of people's game. So you can kind of just pick from people and take what you like, kind of just mimic their game a little bit.
Still the DB, my brother, man.
Obviously, there's not going to be any contact for a while. As a receiver, what do you focus on this time of year when it comes to practices?
Yeah, especially just getting here as a rookie. It's easy to come out here and understand if you have a stutter and go, if you have a curl, if you're blocking backside. But it's more about understanding the different leverages, understanding what the defense is doing, and then taking it a step further and understanding like the nuance of the game. Knowing where to attack. A big thing is knowing how to get open and when to do it. A double move might work great. A stutter and go might work great against, a slant and go against a cover 3 where you get them to bite, but that might not work well, against cover 4 or cover 2. So different things like that, just as I go, especially like I already named, the great coach we have in this building, just learning more and more from them, and really sharpening my mindset, or not my mindset, but my mental around the game. Because that's how you last, and that's how you become a great player. It's what is between the ears.
Pete talked about your relationship going back a few years ago with Coach O at LSU, another Louisiana kid like yourself. He's kind of a big, tough guy, football guy. And what did that mean for you as an 18-year-old kid to kind of learn under that type of a coach?
It was amazing. Coach O was one of my favorite coaches I ever got to play under. Obviously, he was a defensive-minded coach. I definitely took away a lot of things like mindset, hard work, determination, a bunch of things like that. I'm speaking for everybody on those teams. You'd run through a brick wall for Coach O if he asked you to in a second. And there's just so many things we took. But one of the main things I took for him, too, is just like the passion of the game. I mean, Coach O loved the game. He came in there every day ready to work. And that's another thing where I think if you want to be great, not only a great player, but a great teammate, you really got to be passionate and love the game. So those are a lot of the things I took from Coach O.
Jack, 2025 has been such a year, highs, lows. I mean, have you had time to process? Like, are you kind of compartmentalizing where you are? Are you taking those times? Or, you have people in your life that are helping you say, like, this is how you kind of maintain and go forward with everything?
Yeah. It's definitely been, like you said, a lot of ups and downs, highs of highs, lows of lows, quite literally. But I think it's just about taking it one day at a time. I'm huge into my faith. All my faith is in God. That's the reason I'm able to be out here, is because God has given me all the opportunities. I have my brother on my back, just being my guardian angel. Like I've said hundreds of times over again, I'm a 2-for-1 deal. I have myself, but also have my brother with me right now who really pushes me every day. And like I said, I think just taking it one day at a time and not really getting too starry-eyed. I mean, this is my job now, so there's no reason to, look at it with big, gloomy eyes. You might as well just come in here, put your head down, and start working, and start gaining the respect of these guys around you as quick as possible.
Two more guys. What was your first impression
Love
of arriving at the facility for today, and just kind of getting the energy level up with the rest of the group for rookie camp?
It was amazing. We have a great group of guys out here. It's been awesome to meet everybody, coming in the building and putting a lot of name to faces. We have a really special class. They drafted, undrafted free agents, and all the guys out here trying out. Everybody I've met has been a stellar guy, A-plus individual. And I think that speaks for what they're trying to do here. I think that speaks for the Raider organization, the people they're bringing in, and just the class of all these guys here.
What are you looking forward to the most this upcoming season?
Just to keep on learning. I don't call anything failing. I take that as a learning curve. Anything you do, if you win a rep, if you don't win a rep, you can always learn from it, even if you think it might be a perfect rep. So I think it's really just, and especially having a guy like Gino, Jacoby Myers in the receiver room, Gino at quarterback, some real vets. It's going to be awesome to get in with them next week and really start picking their brain and seeing how they see things and start understanding it from a true pro level.
All right, thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Jack Best, you guys, second round pick out of TCU. Good kid, great shoulder. Like he just great football mind. Dude loves ball, loves his family. Has a chip on his shoulder, keeps his brother with him. You just love to hear it, man. You love to hear it. This is a kid that is going to be a phenomenal prospect for us. There's a reason, you guys. I've told you while I had us drafting him there. I had us taking him in the third round. Wish we ended up taking him in the second, but was really high on this kid during the whole process. He's not only a great football player, but he's a great human being, man. And we got Genty, y'all.
Oh, you're cool. So how's it feel being out here?
Sure, it feels great. Lifelong dream. So finally be out here, get to work with the team. It's just exciting.
Is it a lot of? How much of it right now is mental reps opposed to physical reps out here?
It's a good bit. I mean, it's first day on the field, so getting out, just seeing everything, how it all works. But also when you're not going, just watching other people and other plays that you got to learn as well.
What would you say so far has been kind of the biggest transition for you from coming out of college into the NFL, joining the rookie camp?
I'll probably just say just new city. I mean, it's a little dry out here, hotter. So I'll probably say that's the biggest change.
Have you had a favorite moment, like since you were drafted? Like it's kind of been a whirlwind, I guess. But have you had some moment you're like, oh, this is real cool?
Yeah, for sure. Just celebrating with my family, just sharing the moment with them.
Jack was just talking about how everyone's drafted or undrafted. You're all on the same playing field now. What's it like, the camaraderie, getting to know the guys, and kind of building that culture of this class?
Yeah, it's great. It's a new brotherhood. We all welcome each other, getting to know each other. Pete Carroll was saying it yesterday. We all got to be connected and build relationships, and that's going to make us a better team and teammates.
What stood out about getting to know Jack specifically? You two guys probably should have a large role in this offense for years to come.
Yeah, just great guy, good energy, just ready to come to work and ready to compete every day.
There's still a little bit of a debate about how your horse game went against Pete. Have you guys had the rematch? Maybe settle it? Where does that stand now?
No, we ain't had a rematch yet, but I'm sure in the near future he'll put me back on the hoops.
What are you hoping to get
Short
from
and
these
sweet
next
with
couple of
Genty.
days here?
Short and sweet.
Just build relationships with everybody around the building, get to know everyone, let them know who I am as a person, get better, learn the playbook, and, just, embrace the new city and new place.
Ashton, just what have been your early impressions of being around Pete Carroll in the facility and how you're in practice?
Yeah, he's dope. He's everything everybody says he is. Attention to detail, just a great coach, great energy, great personality, and I'm excited to continue building a relationship with him.
Anything else? Thanks, Ashton.
Short and sweet. Man, a few words. What you love to see. Just lunch pail guy. I'm ready to play ball, ready to run through somebody's face. Beast mode 2.0. Simple and plain. That was Genty. I think we have maybe one or two more players, you guys. So stay tuned. Salute to Ryan, my dog, on becoming a member. I appreciate you, brother. Salute to you. If you guys want to become a member like Ryan, hit the link that's pinned up top. Once again, it definitely helps us keep the lights on over here. Yeah, Genty, short and sweet. He just ready to play football. I think he's already like super media trained. All right, here we go. Darian Porter.
Your last game in college, everything from that point on was preparing to get drafted and doing things that you hope are striking the right notes with the NFL.
I get
and
Matt Collins vibes
switch gears to
from my guy Porter.
now. Is that an easy transition to make or a difficult transition to make?
I think from after the combine and up until this point, you're doing everything you can to prepare for it. And as a rookie, you'll have to adjust. But I think I've done everything I could and everything I can to allow myself to hit the ground running when I got here. So.
I think you said after you were drafted, what you feel like separates you is how hard you worked to get here, and that you had been through some adversity, some ups and downs. What looking back, what was kind of the hardest thing you had to overcome in the last few years to get to the point where you're practicing in the NFL?
I mean, really, changing positions after 3 years in college. Going from after playing receiver for 3 seasons and then trying to pick up on corner, which I'd never really played before. I think that's just about one of the hardest things you can do. And I think what separated me and allowed me to get to this point was how hard I worked at it. Obviously, my athleticism would help me a lot, but I didn't want to be the guy that had to rely on his athleticism. I wanted to be technical, and I wanted to know everything that I had to know. So
when you're at cornerback, can you think like a wide receiver, and does that help you defend?
Absolutely. Taking that knowledge I learned from playing offense to the defensive side helps me pre-snap pick up on things that the offense might be doing. So I definitely use that to my advantage as well.
What has been the biggest learning curve in that transition for you, though?
I think just, getting comfortable with the technique. Like I said, I never, really played the position, so I was kind of learning it as I was going. But, really emphasizing, the techniques at cornerback. But, I take a lot of strides, and I think I'm in a really good spot now with continuing to learn more, too.
Who initiated that? Was it you to them or the coaches to you, and how did that go?
It was, Coach Campbell, our head coach, brought it up to me after we had some cornerbacks transfer away. So, he knew with my athleticism, I was going to work hard and, wanted to see where it could go. And I was all for it. I wanted to see what I could do with it, too.
What's been your first impressions of the rest of the rookie class, and kind of what are some things that you have been able to do to build the little bit of camaraderie you do have so far?
Everyone's excited. There's a lot of juice going around, Everyone, we made it to NFL, but now the thing is to stay here and make your mark here. So,
I swear
everyone's flying around. Everyone's got really good energy, and we've only been here for 2 days, but you're already starting to form those relationships that you can lean on those guys. So, I think it's really special, and I think with over this next weekend, we're going to keep growing.
Darian, did you see Pete? He was practicing his back pedal coverage in warm-ups. Did you see that? What do you think of him bringing that kind of enthusiasm to rookie minicamp?
I think it's awesome to have, your head coach, out there, giving you that one-on-one, or with the other cornerbacks, giving you that kind of those tips with his gloves on. He's out there working on his press, so it's funny, but, I really appreciate it. And, to see that kind of energy in rookie minicamp this early, in the process is awesome.
Was he talking to you when he was showing that? Or?
He was me and the other corners. Yeah, it wasn't just me, but yeah.
Did you know his reputation for kind of developing defensive backs? But before you got drafted here, going into the draft process, this kind of been a crash course on his history here lately.
Yeah, everyone knows, what he did in Seattle with Richard Sherman, that Legion of Boom. But, I was a big fan of Pete Carroll. I grew up a USC fan, so I was watching, him in the early to mid 2000s with USC. So for me, it's kind of surreal, to have this kind of come full circle for me. Now he's my head coach in the NFL. I grew up watching USC, so it's just crazy.
Are there any of the defensive backs that he worked with in Legion of Boom that maybe you're trying to model yourself after?
He kind of caught him at the end of his tenure in Seattle, but Tariq Woolen. Richard Sherman's very similar. Both tall, long guys, but I think athletically I fit a little bit more Tariq than Richard Sherman. But just looking to take all the coaching I can to be to get to the level of those guys.
He was talking on social media about wanting to buy tickets to see you defend Dante Thornton, another pretty tall, fast guy. When you look at somebody that big and that fast, kind of like yourself,
that's gonna be fun to watch in practice.
I think he gives that unique challenge. He's not just big. He's big and he can run. So you've really got to be on point. For the fast guys, you got to get your hands on them. Try to disrupt the timing of the route. But we're one day in. I'm excited to keep going against him and Jack, and iron sharpening iron.
You talk about being a fan of USC growing up and Pete Carroll. Like, what is that transition like? I mean, you said it's kind of jarring a little bit, but what is it like? You're like, oh, that guy's my coach. Like, he's not some guy I watch on TV. Like, he's coaching me now.
Yeah. I think it's just now you're here. So you can't get too caught up in it, and I don't think I have. But it was certainly draft night. It was surreal talking to him on the phone, but now he's my coach, and just got to do what he says and take all the coaching I can get.
How do you kind of balance mentally of knowing that a lot of corners that are in this position have a lot more experience than you, but you have so much more room to grow, right? Like, how do you kind of balance that mentally as you prepare?
I think it's, obviously I know that my best football is still ahead, but I'm here and I've done everything to put myself in this position.
You guys.
And, I was drafted in the 3rd round and, I'm still learning, so for me, it gives me confidence to know that I've been able to make it, but I'm still learning. I'm still growing,
When you talk about that switch from receiver to corner, how much, I guess, more appreciation you might have for a guy like Travis Hunter who did them both at that level?
He's a special player. It's not easy to do. Playing one side of the ball is hard enough, but to do play offense and defense at an elite level, you got to be pretty special. So, I think it's really awesome.
In the lobby, you do that here?
Are you saying in the lobby, you do that here?
We'll see. That's not up to me. I'll do it, but we'll see.
All right, thank you.
That'd be crazy to see Porter get some reps at the wide receiver position. We got one more, you guys. Salute to Kellenberger on calling it, too. I think he said the thumbnail had these guys on it, but I didn't know. Caleb Rogers.
Happy to be here. Blessed to be here.
What's
Guard,
the takeaway?
Texas Tech.
The energy, the pace on the field.
Energy was great. I mean, you can kind of feel it. It wasn't that hot today. I mean, maybe y'all think so, but coming from Texas, I mean, it felt nice out here. And so, Pete Carroll really sets the standards, and I think everyone followed. It was great to be out here and just be able to be me, create the energy and be the energy. So I had a great time.
What can you say about those standards that Pete Carroll's been setting for this group so far out here and how the group has embraced it?
One, I mean, you can tell Pete Carroll's been doing this forever, and so it's amazing to be able to play for him. And so he's very backed by his knowledge and, where he's been and what he's done. And so, when he's giving his standards away, he's telling us how it's going to be. He's also backing it with where he's been and how he's done it before. And so it's really easy for all of us to buy in. And, he makes it exciting, so it's even easier.
What are you hoping to get out of minicamp?
I'm also personally just trying to set my own standard for, how guys are going to see just how I operate in the building, the type of pro I want to be, type of player I want to be. I want to be here for a really long time. I want to build a legacy here. And so, that starts right now by just setting the standard and being consistent and sticking to it.
So you're working a little bit extra on some technique right after the group broke. So what can you say to the differences that you've seen so far at this level versus the college level?
Right now it's really just speed and just personal accountability. If you're not going to be personally accountable to your own technique, to your own time to get better, we kind of like you're the CEO of your own company and your company is you. And so if you're not going to take care of it, and you're not going to work on it, then they're going to get paid. So it's kind of up to you to make that happen. So, afterwards I got beat on, an inside move working back outside. So that was just something I wanted to get some quick reps at.
How do you navigate the emotions between oh my God, I'm in the NFL now and this is my job. I'm here to work just like everybody else.
Same way I navigate the emotions and everything I'm doing. I have a daughter. And so, when she's mad, I can't get mad because she's 5 years old. And so, I try to be very humble. God brought me to this point. I thank him for the ability and opportunity to do what I'm doing. And so I know that he brought me here for a reason. I got to focus on what I'm doing and the task at hand. And I kind of say day by day. And so, right now after this, I got to get done. Treatment, watch some film before the meetings and just go through the process, stick to my routine. Same thing I did at Tech. And then take from some other guys, take from some pros who are going to be able to show me what I need to do.
Looks like they're trying you out at guard first. It's a transition for you after playing tackle. How has that transition gone, and do you feel like that's going to be fairly seamless?
Yeah, I've had a great time transitioning back and forth. I told them when they drafted me I want to be a guy that can play all five. I got some snaps in when we started. I was playing tackle, playing guard. And so, wherever they're going to need me to fit in, that's who I want to be. I mean, it's all kind of meshing the same at this point. I don't call myself a tackler. I call myself an O-lineman, you know, and so that's just where I'm at.
How dare me? Let me wipe my
that's where I'll
feet
put
real
myself,
quick.
and that's just where I'm going to work on. So,
Obviously, no contact yet, but what are your impressions of Ashton?
So we were just talking. Funny history kind of goes back. Like we played each other in scrimmages in high school, and like a bunch of our friends know each other. We're just from the same area. I have players who play with him, and so you know, just hearing a lot about him. I'm excited to continue to be around him, see how he works, see how he's a pro. I've heard a lot about how he approaches the game and how he does a great job, and so I'm excited to just be a part of that.
Do you remember him specifically from the high school scrimmages?
I don't, because he happened to have Marvin Mims on his team. Leads, or he has the record for high school football receiving yards, so he was kind of doing his thing.
Lone Star High School.
You mentioned, learning all five and trying to be
Trey
the
Taylor
versatile
went
guy,
there
but
as well,
How different
you
is it
guys.
really when you line up, like technique standpoint, reads, all those sorts of things?
The interior three are all pretty similar. Besides, I got to snap the football. Playing tackle, you're just in a lot of space. You're playing probably one of the best athletes on the field. And, you just got to be able to adjust, got to be able to understand what you're doing, what the team needs you to do, what the guys next to you need you to do. I think that's an amazing part about playing both. It's because when I'm playing guard, I know what that tackle needs from me in this double team. The same thing when I'm playing tackle, I know what that guard needs from me. And so it really just allows me to be able to play much better and, understand how everyone's going to be able to work together.
There are guys that would say, I'm a tackle, or I'm a guard, I'm a set, like whatever. They want to declare what they are and be that guy. Like, what is it about you that says, like, I just do what helps the team?
That's just who I am. I fell in love with football watching Jabril Peppers play 18 positions for Michigan. And, I'm an offensive lineman, so there's only so much I can do, but I want to do as much as I can. And so same thing, playing offensive line is about the five guys all being together. Yeah. And so when you cross-train and you play everything, you kind of start to understand how they all need to work together and what you need from each other. And so it's kind of like the difference of learning your role versus learning concepts. When you know what everyone needs to do and how everyone needs to get it done, it allows you to do your job better.
What's been your first impression of the NFL, the facility, the Raiders?
It's incredible. This is awesome. This is probably the most people I've ever talked to at once in media. And so, I'm just blessed to be here. I'm happy to continue to go through this process and learn. I'm one day in, so, I don't have too much of an impression yet, but I'm just going to keep doing everything I can and just try to keep learning as much as I can.
All right, final impressions, you guys, of the minicamp before we get out of here. Jack Besh, IQ, knows football, loves football. Going to be exciting to watch him play this upcoming season. He'll definitely carve out a starting role year one. He has a great story. Once again, for those who aren't familiar with the story, go check it out about his brother, being killed in New Orleans, and him, going out the Senior Bowl and playing lights out and winning MVP there. Great story. But the first thing that comes to mind when I think of him is IQ, very high IQ. Ashton Genty, short but sweet. Just look, I'm here to play ball. I think that he is already completely media trained, which is great. That's what you want out of your first round guy. You don't want somebody that's going to come out and just say some reckless stuff. He's very smart. We're expecting greatness day one from Ashton Genty. Darian Porter, there's going to be some development there, you guys. You can even hear it from him. Kind of some nerves there a little bit, transitioning completely full-time from wide receiver to corner. This is going to be a situation where we got to kind of be patient with Porter. I'm not saying that I can't see him carving out a starting role. Definitely could, but it's clear cut. This is going to take some time adjusting to it, specifically at the NFL level. So there's going to be some development there with Porter, regardless if he was a third round pick or not. We've got to be patient with our young third round corner out of Iowa State. Caleb Rogers, to me, simple and plain, a versatile weapon, very mature, already taking snaps at center, guard, tackle. He just wants to make this roster, and he wants to be able to provide, more than just one service, whether that's at guard or tackle. You love to see it. Very mature. Young father, has a 5-year-old daughter, let you know already that he's mature, right? He seems like he's just ready for the next level. And I love just listening to him talk. He seems like he's going to be a leader here very, very soon. He gives me leadership quality vibes immediately out the gate hearing him talk. So I'm excited to see Caleb Rogers. Now I understand why our brother wasted talent is so high on him and potentially has him as a starter in year one. But it's going to be fun watching him potentially steal one of those guard spots in year one. Would be cool. But first impression with those guys, that's how I feel. One, just put me out there, Ashton Genty, Jack Besh. I got a point to prove. I have my brother with me. Porter, give me some time. Allow me to adjust to playing corner at the next level. I have the right guys to help mold me. Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham, and then Caleb Rogers, man. Let's just go play football. I'm ready. Put me wherever you need me, and I'm going to go out there and make a difference. That's how I feel about this this media segment right here with those guys. But other than that, man, love and appreciate you guys as always. Got over 900 people still in the building. Whether you're on Twitter or YouTube, make sure you guys wipe them feet. Hit those thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. I got to get out of here and go pick up my sons from school and get them ready and stuff for football tomorrow. But anything else, you guys, if anything else happens, we will be live tomorrow or Sunday. We're doing at least one more show to close out the week. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell button so you guys get notifications when we go live. I'm still waiting to see if we officially signed Jack Besh, Porter, and Dante Thornton Jr. They didn't drop the news on those guys yet. Those were the last three that we needed to sign, so I'm not sure. But to see those guys talking at media day is a good sign that it should be done here very soon. Vaughn on the way out. Salute to my dog. Any UDFA you feel can steal a starting spot. Mello Dotson, Vaughn. Keep an eye. I wouldn't say starter spot immediately, but somebody that can start for you down the line for sure. I think that he has the best chance of making this roster as a UDFA. Starter, got to kind of pump the brakes because I think Jacorian, DCAM, Rowe, and Porter got something to say about that, but I can definitely see him making this roster. ITK, I didn't see anything about signing Isaiah Bond, and I think that the Raiders definitely stay away from that. I don't know where you've seen that. I think that was probably some false news. There's a ton of fake reports out there right now, fake pages putting up a bunch of bullshit information out into the universe. But I don't see us signing him with those allegations and the stuff that he's dealing with. He fell out the draft completely. I don't see the Raiders signing him with those kind of allegations. But other than that, man, love. Appreciate you guys all. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Love y'all.